Hello, we are coming to give you our race recap of Chattanooga Ironman 2022.
We're currently laying in a beach house bedroom. We don't have pink walls at our house.
But that would be cool if we did. And this is Phoenix. Say hi, Phoenix. Well, we're about a week out. Little over a week out.
9 days.
9 days past my second Ironman, which was at Chattanooga this time. My first one was in Florida of 2020, and it was the only race for Ironman the entire year of 2020 because of COVID, so I did get to race then. So that was exciting and fortunate. I finished that race at 13 hours and 57 minutes or 58 minutes, somewhere around in there. It was a great day. It was really cool. I enjoyed the training and the time spent. And then in 2021, I did a 70.3 at Augusta. I really enjoyed that course, the downriver swim, the rolling hills, and then the flat run. That was great. Finished that in 6 hours and 10 minutes. And then now I was diagnosed last year, June of 21, with MS, and I didn't know if I could do a full Ironman or not. So we set out to do that this year. So September 25th, 2022 is Chattanooga Ironman. And so that was last week, and the training for it leading up to it went really well until there's about 3 weeks in a row, your longest training weeks of the entire year. And I did great until that third week, and about midway through the week I got runner's knee, and so I had to pull off the mileage on the run. And then also I backed down on some of the mileage on the bike just because of fatigue and just didn't feel great and was afraid that I would create an injury or have an injury if I went further. But overall, the training went really well for having MS. And I take medication once in the morning, once at night, and to try to keep it at bay. And overall, that did really well. So we were signed up for Chattanooga. And we got there, so we had a crazy week leading up to it. My dad was in the hospital, and he wasn't able, he was in a hospital, and he was supposed to go with us and help with some kids and stuff, like mom and dad. Dad was in the hospital, so he wasn't able to come, so we had to take his truck. But we rode into town on Thursday, got checked in the hotel. What'd you think about the ride?
The ride down?
Yeah. Not too bad. What'd you think about the city of Chattanooga? We might not ever go to Chattanooga.
Chattanooga.
Very small place, very narrow lanes.
Yeah,
Had to pay
especially
for
in the
parking.
truck.
Yeah, we didn't. Probably
Our
not.
hotel wasn't in the best part of town.
Yeah, that wasn't
There
either.
probably would have been better places
spot
to stay.
We drove so Thursday we got there, relaxed. Friday got checked in, relaxed. Saturday we drove the bike course. What'd you think about the bike course?
Hilly.
Yeah, driving it looked hilly, pretty daunting. Wasn't sure if I was prepared for that. At our house, our 100 miles of climbing, or 100 miles climbing elevation would be about 3,500 feet. This was supposed to be 4,800 feet for 116 miles. So it was going to be a little bit more climbing than I was used to, and then driving it looked like it was going to be very difficult. And then the run course was probably flatter than I anticipated. There was 3 to 4 hills that were really large, but the rest of it is kind of flat. So around my house, we had the same type of elevation, 1,100 feet of elevation, but it's over about 25 hills rather than 4. And here there's 4 main primary hills, and the rest was kind of flat. So that leads us into Saturday. Got checked in, got the bike checked in, all looked good. Had a great night's sleep before. Went to bed at 4. Woke up about 6. I ate something. Stayed up till about 7 or 8. Went to bed back at 8. And woke up at 2 o'clock and started getting ready for my race. As far as the forecast, it had been beautiful weather. And it was calling for a 50% chance of rain on Sunday, which is race day, at about 11 o'clock. But it was only going to stick around for about 30 minutes. Only about about a quarter inch participation on the entire day was the forecast. So we get up, everything's good, get ready, get in the swim, downriver swim. So I was able to complete that in 4 minutes and 35 seconds. So I was really excited about that. Get out of the water. I hate swimming. And weather's still good. Rain's holding off. Transition, get on the bike. Took me about 8 or 9 minutes to do that. And then about 6, it starts getting cloudy, starts sprinkling, and then ultimately starts raining. But as it starts raining, I start thinking that, hey, it's only supposed to do this for 30 minutes, so once it's going to be gone pretty soon. So 30 minutes goes by, an hour goes by, an hour and a half goes by, 2 hours goes by, and wound up raining for almost 6 hours on the bike course. Pour down, torrential rain, sideways wind, sideways rain. Unbelievable. Never rode in the rain like that before. Didn't know what it would be like, but fortunately we didn't have any problems on the bike. Went slow the first lap to get my bearings and make sure I didn't waste all my energy on that first lap. Second lap, I was able to pick up some more speed. Hit a beer can on mile 65. Fortunately, it didn't cause a flat. There's a guy on my right and a guy on the left. I couldn't go to the right or left, had to go right through the middle, hit the beer can, but it didn't cause a flat, so that was good. The last 37 miles, it felt somewhat downhill with a little bit of tailwind, so I was able to pick up some speed there. I felt like I pushed a little too hard, afraid I wasn't going to have anything left on the run, but we was able to finish. I think I was 17.5 average on the day. I thought I could do 18 or more, but 17.5 will take with the rain anyway. Kendra got to see me at Special Needs Station. It was pouring down rain then. What'd you think about that, Kendra?
We were real wet. Phoenix got to ride a school bus for the first time though.
Phoenix.
He liked that.
Did you get to ride a school bus? Yeah, that was like your dream, wasn't it? Oh, cool. So everything got soaked. Never been that wet before, especially on the bike. Get back into town. All of a sudden on mile 100 or 106, somewhere around in that nature, the sun pops out, rain goes away, and it starts to get warm, up to about 91 degrees on the day, just in time for the run. I go in transition, put my shoes on, worried about how much or if any I would have on in my legs to run the marathon. But to my surprise, I didn't feel too terribly bad. We decided that we would run by heart rate because we didn't want it to spike and all that kind of stuff. So I just kind of focused on that. The goal was to keep my heart rate about 145 beats per minute, thinking that if I could do that, walk through the aid stations, that I could go for a long time. And that worked really well. Made it through to the Special Needs 13.1 relatively well, but about that time I took a big chug of Coca-Cola and my stomach wouldn't accept it. It like closed up and like it couldn't go down, so I ultimately had to spit it up. So that worried me a little bit. Oh no, what am I going to do? But I was taking my energy goos, ate about 22 of those on the day. Wanted to throw them up every time, but I didn't, and they wound up being good for me. They were good. They gave me the energy I needed. So I kept on my slow pace, wound up finishing the run with a 12:50 pace, which is not good, but it was slow and steady, and I felt really good. My goal was not to walk for more than 90 seconds at a time, and I was able to reach that goal. We walked up Battery Hill, Barton Hill, because we didn't want to waste our energy and legs there. But we were able, and I was going really well until mile 20. Mile 20, I didn't have anything left, absolutely empty. But at that point, it's just finishing. So the last 6 miles were kind of tough. Mile 21, we were crossing the bridge to go to Barton Avenue. I had dark voices in my head that told me to jump off the bridge into the river.
Shouldn't tell people.
I had to get a little further away from the ledge just so I didn't accidentally agree or okay or do what the voices said and jump off. So I stayed away from the ledge, and went up Barton Hill. And once you get up Barton Hill, it's about 23 miles. It's dark at this point. I had my headlamp. Thankful for that, because up in that neighborhood beyond Barton is extremely dark. And I made a lot of friends because I had a light, and everyone wanted to come over and run with me because I had a light. And so we did that. Then once you go around the loop, you're about mile 24, and then at that point you can really feel the finish line is close. You could even hear the announcer a couple miles away. So it's feeling good, and so just a slow and steady pace the rest of the way. We did finish when it was dark. It got dark probably at 8 o'clock. I finished at 9 o'clock, and I finished at 13 hours 27 minutes, so about 30 minutes better than Florida. I was really excited about that because it was more hilly than Florida on the bike and the run, but the swim is a whole lot easier. So that kind of, my goal was to be, if I was under 14, it was going to be a good day. And so we wound up doing 13:27, and that's about as good as I could ask for on compared to my training and all that kind of stuff. That was good. So it was really exciting to be able to finish it. I liked the course overall. Didn't like the city very much. Kendra, what'd you think?
It was a good day. We were tired.
Her feet hurt.
My feet were really hurt.
We got back in the hotel, and every muscle in my body was hurting, and she was telling me how bad her feet hurt.
I mean, I probably should have got a medal because I survived the day with 4 kids. So.
How many steps did your watch say you had?
A lot. Probably it didn't seem accurate. It was a lot.
Mine said I had 52,000, and it said I went 39 miles, which was not the case. I did probably take 52,000 steps, but they wound up being smaller than normal because I couldn't stride out. But that is
But he retired from the sport of triathlon.
She don't want me to do them no more, and I said if I finish, I wouldn't do them no more. But I found a new race. It's called Escape Alcatraz.
And he's gonna have to find a new wife.
It's really cool though. It's a 1.5 mile swim out of Alcatraz.
His next wife's gonna love it.
And then it's like a 18-mile bike ride in the hills, and then an 8-mile trail run.
We're not going.
And San Francisco is so cool.
We're not going.
But that's what we think. That's
he
what
doesn't have our blessing.
Anything else about Chattanooga Ironman?
I don't think
Phoenix, what about you? Anything else on? What'd you think about Chattanooga? What'd you think about Panama City?
You got chocolate on your face.
You're a little orphan kid.
Which is weird since we just brushed your teeth. Must have been on your passy.
You don't have nothing to say? You don't know how to talk? Oh, that is so sad. Okay, good night.